I remember not long ago I was over in the U.S. and I was spending over $1,600 on an apartment. It was a two-bedroom apartment in the U.S. It's a pretty nice place, but $1,600 is a lot of money, and especially for something you can't even own. Also, I'd go out and get something to eat, and a lot of the restaurants I went to were like $8, $10 just for a meal in the U.S. And the cost of living was just crazy, man. They were taking so many taxes out of my paycheck. It was just ridiculous, everything. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about, can you live off of $1,000? Can you survive off of $1,000 when you're here in the Philippines and you're a single man? So basically, of course, you're going to have to pay for the ticket to come over. So keep that in mind. But is it going to be worth it? If you're here a while, if you're going to be here for 6 months, a year, 10 years, whatever, heck yeah, it's worth it. Man, it's freaking amazing over here in the Philippines. Beautiful places, beautiful, beautiful places. Beautiful, wonderful, friendly people. Yeah, the nature is awesome. The beaches are amazing. And everything's chill. People are so relaxed. They wear slippers. Everybody's wearing slippers. Everybody. I mean, the community experience is awesome. Yeah, it's really awesome. But can you live off of $1,000? When I came over here, I didn't really think much about how much money I was spending. But I'm going to tell you this: I was spending close to 1,000. I'd say most of the time it was a little bit more than 1,000. Um, but that's been a couple years ago. It's been about almost 3 years. 3 years ago. So now, has it changed? It's the question. Well, I'm gonna get right to the point here. Basically, if you're looking for an apartment out here, say out in the province area, and you're looking to eat out here in the province area, the restaurants, and maybe cook at home, going to the markets and so forth, as a single man, heck yeah, you're definitely going to be under $1,000. You could definitely live under $1,000. I've got an apartment that I got a video about it. I give a tour. Actually, it's two apartments in this video. I'm gonna put that up here somewhere in case you want to watch it. But yeah, that's the kind of places you can have out here in the province. And I've got a friend that built him a house out here in the province area for about $50,000. I got another friend that built him a house over here for about 10,000. So yeah, and if you're building a house, of course, you won't have any rent at all. But even if you did want to rent, you can afford $100, $200 a month, most likely. Especially if you're like me, spending $1,600 a month in the USA. And also, not only just the cost for the place to live, but also the places you eat at. All the time, I go get a meal for less than $2. I'll go to chicken places like Andoks, and I'll get a meal for less than $2, fried chicken. I go to McDonald's and I get meals for less than $2. Not all the time. Sometimes I spend more than that. But or Jollibee, same thing there. Jollibee is similar to McDonald's. Now, as far as in the city though, in the city area, it's going to be different. So yeah, you can definitely live less than $1,000 in the province area. Definitely. Now in the city areas, most foreigners get a condo. I stayed in a hotel for a long time, And I was still close to $1,000 on my expenses as a single man, staying in Manila and Cebu. I stayed in Cebu and Manila, and I was still close to 1,000. I will say it was a little bit over. I didn't really worry much about what I was spending, to be honest with you. But now yourself, let's say you come over here, you decide to get a condo. Some of the lower cost condos are going to be close to about 500. When you add in utilities, you're going to be close to about $600 on that. So that's going to leave you about $10, $12 a day to spend, somewhere around there. And you could, like I said, you could go into a Burger King and spend a couple of dollars on a meal. Let's say you go 3 times a day for a $2 meal. That's like $6. Let's say you decide to cook at home, you probably spend about $5 or $6 a day on cooking at home. So, like I said, you got to spend less than $10 or $12 in order to do that if you got a condo with utilities costing you about $600. So, yeah, I think most people could do it, but then you also got to count in fun. Maybe you're going on dates and spending money on dates, or maybe you're going to the bar and spending money at the bar, that kind of thing. So basically, if you keep your expenses under $12 a day, then yeah, I think you're going to be fine, from your fun to your food to your entertainment to your dating to your traveling. If you keep it under $12 a day, that's $360 a month. That means that you have, what is it, about $640 for a condo with utilities. And you could definitely do that. You're not going to have the most nicest condo. It's going to be a nice condo, though. It's going to be a decent, nice condo. And, we're talking about as a single man, of course, most likely going to have a queen size bed. So in case you do have a companion. Yeah. Now that's going to leave you. Let's say you spent 600 on that, spent 340. What did I say? 360. Yeah, $360 on the rest. Then you got about $40 left. So whatever you do with that 40, I don't know, maybe go to a doctor or something, get some medicine or whatever. And you're right there at 1,000. So can you do it? You could also lower your food costs, by cooking at home, you could lower your food costs. So can you live off of 1,000? I think you're going to be close to it, most likely. Most people. I think most people are going to be close to $1,000 a month. For me, it was probably when I came over and I really didn't worry and care and think about my budget or anything, it was probably closer to about $1,200 a month, just to let you know. And a lot of that time I spent actually at hotels. They weren't like fancy, but they weren't low cost either. So there you go. But yeah, you could spend less than $1,000 a month. And if you don't, then it probably isn't going to be much more than 1,000. And if you like this and you want to watch my other videos on cost of living that shows you how much groceries cost and different things cost here, I'll put that video up there. And appreciate you watching the video. And like and subscribe if you want to. I hope you do. All right, peace out.